A Ferrari, it isn't just a car, it's an invitation. Sponsorship is the F8 of your career. It provides a level of acceleration that is physically impossible to achieve on your own. You can't hustle your way into a Ferrari level opportunity. Someone has to vouch for your ability to handle that kind of power. They have to speak on your behalf because you have not been in that range.
Sneakers on the pavement, life in motion. Cars in the driveway, dreams stay rolling, dreams stay rolling. Sneaker cars, leadership, leadership. How you move tells the world what you represent, what you represent. Leading self first, that's the foundation. Influence over titles, real conversations, friendships, marriage, parenting with purpose, working life balance, community service, footwear and ride. Yeah, we taught that too, but it's really about the choices and what you do. Mentors, growth, overcoming pressure, leading by example, that's the measure. From the streets to the boardroom, we all lead. Sneakers, cars, and leadership. SCL.
You can have the talent, you can have the discipline, and you can have the specs. But if you don't have the keys to the gate, you're just idling in the driveway. We've talked about the mentor who guides you, the advisor who sharpens you, and even a confidant who protects you. But today we're going to close this series with the most powerful force in a leader's trajectory: the sponsor. The person who puts their reputation on the line to put you in the room. We're going to talk about the patent leather, penny twos, the flash of the elite, and we're going to 0 to 60 in a Ferrari F8. So, in this series finale, as we talk about just the different pieces of the leadership toolkit, this is Sneakers, Cars, and Leadership. I'm your host, Dre Hub. So let's get into it. Now, sponsorship, premium, visible, high velocity. Ooh. Man, sponsors are amazing. And so let's think about these right here. The Penny 2. It's a classic. It was already a classic. But when you wrap that mud guard in some patent leather, the energy changes. It's no longer just a basketball shoe. It's a statement. It catches the light. It demands attention. So, a sponsor is like that patent leather. They provide the shine you can't give yourself. You can work hard in the dark, but a sponsor brings you into the light. They are the flash that makes the decision maker stop and look at your performance. They don't just talk to you, they talk about you when you are in that room. Now, we think about the car. I don't own one, but I will one day. That Ferrari F8, woo, that F8, it's a masterpiece of aerodynamics. It's a 710 horsepower tribute to the V8 engine. It doesn't just drive, it screams. It's a car that gains you entry into a very, very exclusive club. A Ferrari, it isn't just a car, it's an invitation. Sponsorship is the F8 of your career. It provides a level of acceleration that is physically impossible to achieve on your own. You can't hustle your way into a Ferrari level opportunity. Someone has to vouch for your ability to handle that kind of power. They have to speak on your behalf because you have not been in that range. You have not, done that work or had that role or had that project. So we'll talk about just the separation between a sponsor, a mentor, advisor, a confidant. So let's get into it. The equity exchange. A mentor gives you their time. A sponsor gives you their reputation. When a sponsor opens a door for you, they are saying, if they fail, it's on me. And, that's high stakes, Ferrari level trust. When you think about leading without authority, sponsorship is the ultimate form of influential leadership. You are using your social capital to fund someone else's dream. It's the most selfless thing a leader can do and the most transformative thing a leader can receive. And I've had plenty of sponsors in my career. They've been there. They've been in those rooms. They've spoken on my behalf. I'll just walk down a hallway or be walking somewhere and be like, oh, I've heard about you, Dre. So-and-so mentioned you in the room. I even know it. So you can't be sponsored if you're invisible. So to get that patent leather shine, you have to be performing at a level that is patent leather bright. Are you doing the work that makes people want to put their name next to yours? It's a question to ask yourself. When a sponsor opens the door, you're going to hit 200 miles per hour instantly because that sponsor already has a seat in that room. They have power. So most people think they want the door open, but they aren't prepared for the force and the responsibility of what comes with opening that door. So if a sponsor puts you in that Ferrari, don't stall it. It's very expensive, so don't stall it. The ecosystem of power, the Ferrari F8 is a tribute. It honors that what came before us. Sponsorship is how we honor the leaders who helped us. It's a cycle. If you made it through the door, your first job is to reach back and hold the handle of the next person. Okay? So you got to do some audits of all the stuff that you've been learning and you've been hearing. But people ask you, Dre, how do I find a sponsor? You don't find a sponsor. You attract one. You don't walk into a Ferrari dealership without the credits. You build your track record first. You show up and you outwork the room. The sponsor is looking for a safe bet with a high return. Be the person who makes them look like a genius for picking you. Now, let's summarize the mentor, the advisor, the confidant, the four, the quad. The mentor builds your engine, personal. The advisor tunes your specs, technical. The confidant gives you trust. The sponsor gives you the keys. They give you access. So you need all three. If you only have a mentor, you'll be wise but stuck. If you only have an advisor, you'll be precise but lonely. And if you have a sponsor, you'll be fast. But you'll be better to have the mentor, the advisor, the confidant, all of them at your ear so you don't crash. Okay? Now, so these patent leather Penny 2s, they were made for the big stage. The Ferrari F8 was made for the winner circle. But neither of them gets there without someone opening the garage, opening the door, clearing the path. That is the power of a sponsor. So my charge to you as you listen, perform so well that you make it easy for a sponsor to vouch for you. Consistently is your best marketing plan. And if you're already in a position of power, if you're already driving a Ferrari, open the door for someone else. Be the sponsor you wish you had. You got to keep that ecosystem growing. Because there's a lot of rooms, there's a lot of spaces, there's a lot of companies, there's a lot of churches, there's a lot of families, there's a lot of things that we have not been to yet and we're not there, but that sponsor is there and that sponsor can speak on your behalf. And they could really set the foundation for you. So when you walk in that room, the stage is already set because that sponsor has put their name on the line to set that stage for you. So keep them shoes clean. Keep that leather polish. Keep that engine screaming. If you have an EV, keep that car charged. So, in addition to that, keep your doors wide open for the next generation. Because while you might not be a sponsor today, you have sponsors that push you in rooms that will now make you a sponsor to someone else who has not been in that room. So keep the door wide open for the next generation. I'm Dre Hub. This is Sneakers Cars Leadership. And I appreciate you all for walking with me. And I appreciate you for listening and learning about the leadership ecosystem. Talk to you later. Peace.